I will get the Jordan 1 Hyper Rolls for retail. I will get the... What is that?
Run.
Run! Yo! What is up, guys? Trevor Roskovensky here on today's video. We are finally covering them. We have the Jordan 1 Hyper Royals that are be coming out, which are right here. As you can see, those prices underneath are freaking crazy. Let's be honest, they're amazing. They look awesome. Best spring, summertime shoe I've seen in a while. It's definitely gonna be my next Jordan 1 in the collection. And if you thought the Jordan 1 University Blues were hard to get, here we go on another level because you're seeing some delays, this and that. I mean, Finish Line and JD haven't opened up their raffle yet, and they're always usually open on the Monday before. If they don't do it on Tuesday, and if they try to do first come, first serve like they did on the Raging Bull 5s, and we saw all the fights all over the internet. I'm sure if you're on Twitter or if you're on Instagram, sneaker Twitter, Instagram, all that, you saw the fights going around at Finish Lines because they did first come, first serve for the Raging Bull 5s. So, and it was just a mess. People are freaking crazy anymore. All over a pair of shoes, people are fighting. They don't get their pairs, so they fight, and it's just like, man, it's going to cause a lot of issues if they make this first come, first serve. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we haven't seen the raffle open up yet, so be ready. Make sure you're watching your guides. If you are in a group, make sure you're looking. If you're not, Kckd Notify's right here. There's like 2 copies left for April loaded down below if you are wanting in. And if you want to follow all my social medias, go ahead and do that. I'll help you out with anything you do need. We are on that race to 3,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Let's look at the drop list. Let's look at the site list. And let's look at the aftermarket prices that we're looking at on these freaking shoes. So first off, we are going to start off with all the raffles. Now this is provided through Kckd Notify. Once again, we got Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, East Bay, Finish Line, JD Sports, Hibbett, Chic, S&S, SVD, Foot Patrol, Size, In, Hannon, BSTN, Naked, a few, and then Stress 95. What I'm saying is there's a ton of these that are open. You need to be watching for these. Make sure you're getting your raffles in. It's huge. That's what the new wave is. Get all your raffles in. Get multiple entries in. Make sure you are entering them up because it doesn't hurt to try. I know you may have not won a raffle because it's very hard to win raffles, let's be honest. But get your entries in for all of these shoes. So starting off, we are starting at sneakers. As always, they're going to be dropping this Saturday at 10 a.m. Be ready for that. They're going to be dropping the men's sizing, which is right at $170. And then you got the kid size as well. Now these are going to do freaking amazing. GS size in these always are doing well in Jordan 1s. It never fails. You're looking to SKU is 555088-402. Next, we do have Foot Locker. Foot Locker, as you can see, they only have grade school loaded up. Now it is Monday. Be expecting that to be up on Tuesday at the latest, unless shipments do get delayed. Now, I know that was a rumor a few weeks ago. We've been hearing shipments may get delayed. I know grade school is loaded up on your Foot Locker Champs Foot Action, but I haven't seen men's size yet. I'm waiting for that. I'm sure it's just loading slowly. I went in and asked today, and they didn't really give me much information about them, so I'm not really sure. I wish I knew more information when they're going to get loaded up, but be watching either later today or tomorrow for that to be going live on the app itself. So you got Foot Locker, Champs, you know that it works. Foot Action actually doesn't have them loaded, which is that's another question I have. Like, what is going on over there? Foot Action, they may not be getting pairs. That may be one of the retailers that aren't getting pairs, so we may see those come in late as well. And if East Bay is also loaded up as well, if you want to load that. And now we're moving on to the 2 sites that concern me the most, or the 2 stores. We got JD and Finish Line. They always hold raffles for these. It never fails. They always hold raffles. The raffles do really well. And I always look forward to the raffles because that's where I have my most luck with raffles, on JD and Finish Line. I can't hit Foot Locker, Champs, East Bay, any of those, but these are a little bit different. I can usually hit these, but they haven't gone on raffle yet. And that's what scares me. Because they did the same thing with the Raging Bull 5s that we expect to see it Monday. And then they said maybe Tuesday they'll load up on the raffle. And then it never happened. So like I said, if they're going to first come, first serve this at JD Sports or a Finish Line, it's just going to be horrible. People are going to be fighting over these shoes that, they're really nice shoes, but it's not worth it to fight over. So this is another thing I want to hit on. If you are going to go manual, just saying, if you're going to be manual, try Finish Line and JD. Run it on your desktop and run it on your phone. Make sure your phone's on LTE so you're on a different IP address. That's my best tips for you if you're going to be manual. Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, East Bay, all those have gone so bad. Like, you cannot get through on your phone, you can't get through on your desktop, and once you get through, you're going to hit add to cart and it says, there's none of this left. No product left in this size. Out of stock. Blah, blah, blah. That's how it always is anymore. So just a heads up, if you're going to be manual, Finish Line and JD. I say this in every single video that I put out because I want you guys to know this is your best bet. This is your best bet at copying manually anymore. Now we are moving on to the aftermarket. You see these storing at $460 for a size 10 or 10 and a half that you're looking at right now. They're down a little bit. I can see them going down a little bit more. To be honest with you, I can see these going down to $400 some dollars. They may even hit 380s, kind of like Mocha's did. They went way, way, way down there. As you can see in pre-market, they're like $875, this and that. And now here recently down to $460. But I can see these hitting 380 for a minute. 380, let the Timmies get rid of them, and then I can just see them soaring right back up, just like the Mochas. Mochas dropped down a little bit. They didn't ever go down that low, but they did drop below that $400 range at one point. Or when they first came out, they were like 350, 360, give or take, and they even went closer to 300, and then they just went right back up. So these are going to perform, I'm guessing, like Mochas and University Blues. They're going to hold very, very high value. You're not going to see them dip really, really low like you see some shoes happen because these are just in such high demand. We hear people talking about these, even though I know I have a lot of people saying, oh, they're so similar to the Turbo Greens. This is a little bit different still. It screams summertime, and this is going to be one of my favorite Jordan 1s of 2021. And now you move over to the GS size, and you know the GS size is cheaper to buy. They come in at $130 retail value, and they're sitting at $400 some right now, which is crazy. Just crazy that a GS size would be going for it. If you are going to be running, you're wanting to hold a lot of pairs for something that's going to go up in value, focus GS sizes. GS sizes always soar when it comes to a Jordan 1. You can't go wrong if you're going to buy GS sizes. They're easier to, or they're not easier. They're cheaper to buy, harder to get, of course, but if you can get a few pairs, if you're going to run tasks, get GS sizes. Any sizes typically in the GS do well. I always focus for 5 and up, so like 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. Those are the ones I'm always running. The girls are always wanting these, and this colorway just, it's such a neutral color. Like, anybody can rock this shoe, and so that's why I'm really, really liking it. Those white laces just make it pop off, and I think that's why this value on this shoe is going to go up. I can see these being a $500 shoe at one point. Now I'm not saying right after release it's going to be a $500 shoe. I'm sure they're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down a little bit, and then they'll start to rise, and we won't really see them dip anymore once the supply and demand has finally leveled out and it's not skewed on one side because, you know, people dumping them, desperate sellers, this and that, ready to move to hurt the market. And then once that's over with, which will be like 3-4 weeks after, depending on how long it takes to get them out into the market, then you're going to see that market finally level out, and then you're going to see it as a gradual increase over time, just like the rest of the Jordan 1s that you're seeing for the most part. Your Mochas, your Midnight Navy's been doing really well. They've kind of hit a wall. University Blues, they're finally getting on that dip stage, and they're really starting to go back up after all these restocks we've seen on them. So all I'm saying, guys, is this drop is going to be freaking awesome. Well, I say it's going to be freaking awesome. I just love the shoe. This drop is going to be freaking hard, actually, is what I should be saying. It's going to be, if you're going to be going online, don't get upset if you're bots. If you're new to botting, or if you're a manual user, just don't get upset because you might as well prepare for it now. It's going to be so tough to make this happen because there's going to be so many people going for these. There's thousands and thousands of people going for these. Just like the University Blues. You're going to be running your task on your foot sites, so it's going to be sitting there looking for a product and wasting your data because the sites just aren't responding. Unless you got top tier bots and you hit them right off the rip, or a few of those restocks throughout, it's going to be very, very tough. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And if you're going to go manual, focus Finish Line or JD. That's your best bet. That is everything you can do. That for me, that's the only thing that I can get through a queue anymore. On Foot Locker or Chance, once I get through the queue, it just says the product's gone or out of stock. And then, yeah, so that's just how it is. If you're going to be doing manual, because I always run manual alongside the bots, never fails. It doesn't hurt to try to run manual. Like I was saying, if you're going to do it, run it on your desktop or your computer, and then make sure if you're on your phone, use an LTE service. So it's 2 different IP addresses. Therefore, you can have a better chance of getting through that queue on one of them. If you get through on your phone, there you go. Good to go. Make sure you're signed into your apps. Makes it for an easy checkout on mobile. But yeah, I haven't really heard stock numbers. I've heard stock numbers are way up there. There's a lot of pairs of these. Does not matter. I know a lot of people ask me about stock numbers. Does not matter. All that matters is you need to run for them regardless. Doesn't matter stock numbers because it's going to be super hard to get anyways because of all the people trying to get them. But that is it for this one, guys. If you guys do need help from me, you can follow me on Instagram, which is right here. Let me know. I can answer any of your questions. And like I said, if you want to Kckd Notify, it'll be right there. If there's any copies left by the end of this, we only have like about 2 copies left in there before May, and then we open everything back up and get everything ready for us. So we may do some more copies in April, but that's for a later time. That is it for this one, guys. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!